Blessings, 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 my sports to the bone people. Back at it again with another video. Thank you all for tuning in. Now, as West Indies continue their preparation for this ODI series against Pakistan, Captain Shai Hope is saying that the team's ability to play spin will need to improve a whole lot if they are to give a good account of themselves. Yes. Shai Hope also identified a few things that if they are able to achieve them, they should be able to put a score on the board. Going to be taking a look at that. Plus, there are a few other things that I would like to talk about. So just give a listening ear and let me know your thoughts in the comment section. So, it has been 34 years since West Indies last won an ODI series against Pakistan. Yes, my people, 34 years. 1991. Long time. I wasn't even around then, right? I wasn't even around the last time we won an ODI series against Pakistan. That is how long, right? So, according to Shai Hope, they are looking to, put up a good fight. I don't know how we are going to do it, my people, because remember, this is ODI. The batsmen will have to negotiate a minimum of 300 balls. Yes. So it's going to be very difficult, my people. And you can imagine that with 50 overs to face, Pakistan will probably bowl 35 or so overs of spin. 35 overs of spin. Right? They know our pressure point. They know where to hit us the hardest. And for years, we have shown that we don't have the ability to deal with spin. It's been a while since we have had a batsman that we can really and truly say, they bat long enough to say, yes, we can confidently say that this batsman can negotiate the spin. You understand? And with the game being played in, Trinidad, we have to, boy, I tell you, we have to come up with our A game with the bat. So 1991 is the last time we won an ODI series against Pakistan. And with Nawaz and all of these other spinners all set to feature, it's going to be very difficult. But I was looking at an article yesterday and I see where Captain Shai Hope, was talking a bit. And according to Shai Hope, we have to adapt quickly. So that is one of the points that Shai Hope raised. Man is saying that the first thing is adaptation. So we need to adapt. And I would agree with that, my people. You go out there, whatever the surface is offering, you have to make sure that you adapt. And adapting, knowing that you need to adapt is one thing, but having the ability to do so is another thing. And that is something that our captain, our coach, and people that are in charge, they will never come out and say that, we don't really have the ability to adapt. They won't come out and say that. But watching the game, we will know that players will go out there and will try to put up a fight. But trying to put up a fight is totally different from actually being able to. And, when you're just looking to survive, there will come a ball will come with your name on it. And that is how you build up that balls and build up pressure and get out. You have to be competent enough to adapt and to push back pressure on the opponents, right? Or on the opposition. That is something that you have to be able to do. If we are not able to do that, as they would say in ancient days, dog eat a supper. Right? So Shai Hope was also saying that every ground that they play on in the Caribbean or in Florida, will be different, right? Obviously. So the first thing that they need to do is assess the conditions. That is what Shai Hope is saying. They need to assess the conditions. And once again, goes without saying, you're playing a game, you have to assess the conditions, right? And the assessment starts from even before you go out for the task and knowing exactly what you want to do, right? You might think that you're a chasing team, but you might have an advantage batting first if you look and check the weather and know that you might be on and off the field later on down in the day. Whatever the case is, right? You have to make sure that the decisions that you are making after the assessment, they are actually in line with helping the team towards a victory, right? You don't know if you're going to win the game, but you want to make sure that, everything, the trajectory is leading towards that. So every decision that you make need to be of such that it will be beneficial to the team, right? So as Shea-Hope rightly say, here we need to make that assessment, see what's the best plans to formulate for that particular surface. Then, things like the wind conditions and all of these things will come into place, right? And based on all of that come into place, how you set the field, you understand where you open the bowling from, where the last, who you're going to bowl last, knowing which batsman is on strike, where are they going to be hitting, are they going to be hitting to the big side of the ground, all of these things you have to factor in. It's a thinking game. And that is why the greatest captains will always be the ones that can adapt on the field, right? They are critical thinkers. And not only the captain, but the senior players, the coaching staff, the ones that are really leading the team as they're on the field. You might put together a nice little plan, and when you go out there, the plan that you come up, it's just not working. And on the spot, you need to come up with something else. We have realized that even in T20 cricket, for example, let me just use this is something that we have been doing for a little while now. For example, when we are bowling, we might open with Akil Hussain, right? Get 2 overs or so from Hussain, and we might open with Holder or Russell when he was there, and get a couple of overs from them. And then we would notice Alzar would come and bowl probably the final over of the power play, and then the 7th over would be Goody Kishmoti. And it's like it's almost robotic, like it's just a system, and we have to be flexible. I mean, they always say if it's not broken, don't fix it, right? But it's not always going to be the same condition, so you want to test yourself, right? So that is something that we need to understand, that when we go out there, size up the conditions, know what's happening, and look to see how you deal with it. So these are some of the things that Shea-Hope is saying that will help us deal with the spin, right? Especially as batsmen when they go out there assessing the conditions and knowing what to do. So Shea-Hope was also saying that they are going to bowl a lot of spin at the team, and they need to find a way how to negate the spinners in the middle overs. Right, he's saying that the middle overs, that's going to be very crucial to the team as as a batting unit. Well, it's going to be very crucial as batters, the middle overs, right? We have to make sure that we know it's ODI cricket. It's 50 overs. If it is the case that you get pinned down for an over, you get a single or 2, it doesn't necessarily mean that you are at over number 15, 16, 17, 18. You get pinned down for an over, it doesn't necessarily mean that you need to hit 3 or 4 sixes in the next over. Try to rotate, try to push back some pressure, right? If you continue to rotate the strike, then the bowler isn't bowling the same ball to the same isn't bowling to the same batsman for a period of time, right? To build up pressure, you have to rotate, So that is something that we definitely need to get right. Those middle overs, The players are playing so many T20 games these days. By the bat, and there are 17, 18, 19 overs in. If your bowler maiden, if they get 1 or 2 runs out of an over, they believe that, boy, they need to go guns blazing in the next over. 25 over, and you still have 25 overs to go. It's a long game. Doesn't necessarily mean you need to try to draw the game, right? You don't need to try to draw the game, but play with common sense. Play with common sense. You lose 2 wickets early, or 3. You're coming down as the main batsman as the main batters in the middle there. You don't need to go to try to bat out the end of the innings. That is what you should be thinking to yourself, right? So Shea-Hope was saying that that is how we need to go where the batting is concerned. Now for the ball, he was for the bowling, he was saying that same thing is needed with the ball, saying that we have to keep it tight and have to find ways to keep making inroads in the same middle overs, right? Don't allow Pakistan to just don't push back on the fence and just allow them to rotate, just take 2, 3, be sloppy in the field. We have to find a way to pick up wickets, right? And I would assume that the likes of Mohammad Rizwan and Babar Azam will be starting in the first game once they are fit. So we have to make sure that we are on point. Shiop was saying that we have to try to put them under pressure from early and then just try to keep taking wickets throughout the innings, right? And trying to do, just try to take wickets as we go along. I 100% agree, but that's the thing, my people. It's not T20 cricket, and that is why we suffer a lot in ODIs. It's not T20. Batsmen have a bit more time to really build an innings, so they won't take unnecessary risk. And these are the things that our batsmen need to realize also. You have the time to build an innings, right? Stay out there and build the innings. Stay and build the innings. Not saying that you need to draw the game. It's not a test match, but you have time more than you think. Based on how these players are playing now, based on how they are training, they are always backing themselves to hit big boundaries and things. So if at the back end, if you are still there, you can go ahead and hit your big boundaries. But it's always important to set that platform. Set that platform. I mean, there are several other things that we could touch on, my people. Prior to the game, though, you know how we'll do it. We'll probably come on and talk a bit about how we need to structure the innings, what we need to look for in the first 5 overs, the first 10 overs, 20 overs. As a bowling team, where we want to have Pakistan when they're batting 15, 16, 20 overs in. So these are some of the things that we will definitely touch on prior to the first game. We're going to leave this one right here for now. Big up.